make that decision. I don't know if Tide is necessarily great in this spot for them. Aster are reasonably good at dealing with Tidehunter. Like the Phantom from Grimstroke can be kind of annoying. You're not that great against Jug. He's got enough magical damage in the early game to kill you with Spin, and then he's got a lot of ways to dodge the Ravage later on in the game. So we'll see what happens. If EG want to play really, really fast, we could still maybe see something like the Nature's Prophet coming out as well, which would be a little bit of a change from their usual style. I feel like they do normally have S4 on these sort of melee initiators more than anything, but who knows what they have up their sleeve at the moment, right? Again, we've been saying that we haven't really seen a whole lot of them for the last little bit.
Yeah, with their last series before this being just the qualifiers for this event, whereas Team Aster, of course, have played H Cup, they've played DPL, they've been involved a lot. They've really starting, and I think they participated even in that H Cup that they didn't do too well in, and maybe tried to play around a little bit with their lineups. I think it was more just to get Love You Love Me a little bit more acquainted with the team. And because obviously the KO Major is something to look back on, where that was his first event with the team, and they didn't really do as well as maybe they would have hoped. And they are definitely a team that could be top 3 at the event if they play and put everything together.
For sure. So we do get this Nature's Prophet pick. So I was just talking about it. I think it's a pretty good Nature's Prophet game here. It's decent against the Jug. Having all of the Treants is a little bit annoying for him. And Aster wastes absolutely no time after seeing the Nature's Prophet. Just going to pick up the Sven. Looks like it might just be sort of your position 3 or 4 Sven this game. And EG's sensing an opportunity to just play really fast, really aggressive. Take some fast buildings this game. Going to pick up the Terrorblade as well.
And that was something that we saw affect Aster in the last game, was how quick EG were able to move. And it did get slowed down a little bit with how effective Bobica was on that Earth Spirit. But come the 12, 13, 14-minute mark, they were starting to move around and pressure these towers. And this is a lineup, again, that might be able to do the same thing. Sven picked up here looking like he's going to be more in the off-lane position this time around, with the Juggernaut picked up first by Aster. But definitely with the Jug as well as the Sven, 2 good heroes to throw that Inkswell on, and maybe Blink on the Sven, Blink Inkswell on top of him, get the Stormhammer, and then, Inkswell pops after the Stormhammer is about to run out. You get a lot of lockdown time for this team.
Yeah. I do feel a little bit like the draft from Aster. I mean, they've been forced onto the back foot a lot. They're really reacting to what EG are doing. The one thing that I will say that's really different this game from the previous game is that they do have quite a bit more deep push in the form of the Grimstroke and the Phoenix especially, and they've got way better building push than they had in the previous game in the form of the Juggernaut. So they've got more options in terms of how they want to play. It's a similar situation where I feel like now with the Phoenix pick, they've also got slightly better team fight potentially with EG, but Nature's Prophet is such a scary hero, especially if you play him as a core, because he just enables pushes in a way that almost no other hero really does. Like you can see tier 2 towers being taken at like 7 or 8 minutes because the Nature's Prophet TP'd in at the right time with level 3 Treants, and they pushed with the catapult, and the other team just wasn't ready for it at all, and that can be a huge advantage to take those buildings so early. And then they've got the Terrorblade on top of that, so Aster are going to have to be really careful about how they approach this early game. They've got strong heroes, though I think they'll have good lanes, but they have to watch out for this Nature's Prophet and his movement and like his potential plays in the early game.
I think yesterday I saw Universe playing the Nature's Prophet. Didn't go as well as me and Trent thought it was, but this lineup, having the Terrorblade, having mobility from the Earth Spirit, it might, I think, when you can line up mobility with Nature's Prophet and Earth Spirit to maybe go in on a couple of these heroes, be aggressive in that way, could go a lot better than what I saw from Forward Gaming in the previous day. But they banned the Pugna. Kunkka gets banned last by EG. And 5th pick here for Aster. We'll see what they're going to want to go with over in what seems to be the mid lane.
Yeah. So nothing too susceptible to Earth Spirit ganks. Like, if they want to just be kind of boring and save, something like a Dragon Knight feels just fine in this situation. No, they're going to go for the OD again. Alright, so they're just going to be relying on, again, they want the combination of like teamfight superiority and having, I guess, slightly better late game. But OD is a slightly slow hero, so they are going to have to rely on the D push from the Grimstroke and the Phoenix, and I think it's going to be really important for Aster this game that their supports get levels. They've picked two, well, it depends whether, I think it depends whether like Sven is 3 or Phoenix is 3, but it's going to be really important that their supports get levels, because they're going to be the ones who have to fight off EG in the early to mid game. And oh, this is a really nice puck pick. They don't have good lockdown for it really at all, and EG needed a little bit more control, because like I said, they've got they've got S4 looking like he's going to be playing the Nature's Prophet, so he's normally the primary initiator, but Sumail's got this puck up his sleeve, and really looking forward to seeing him play at this game. Actually, it's also just so strong against OD. The silences this game, I think, are going to make it pretty brutal for Lover to do anything.
The puck also gives them just a very mobile lineup.
Yeah.
With Illusory Orb, as well as the Nature's Prophet able to TP in, and the Rolling Boulder coming out, there's definitely potential for a lot of good setup from EG in this game.
Yeah. Okay, so it is,
5 seconds.
wait, is this Baboka Jug? What's going on here? Sylar's picked Sven.
I guess so, yeah.
Baboka
It's
Juggernaut.
Offlane Phoenix.
Yeah, I don't mind the offlane Phoenix, but I really thought that it would be for Sven. I don't really like either of their carries this game, like either of their carry options necessarily. Either the Sven or the Jug. It looks like a really difficult game for both of those two heroes. Like, you're gonna get, like you're saying, the EG lineup is really mobile, and there are just so many ways to kite. They've got the Frost Shield for protection, they're gonna have Treants everywhere, they've got the Sprout, the TB's really high armor, there's gonna be the Dream Coil from the puck. It just feels to me like it's gonna be one of those games where Sven especially is going to be just kited to the ends of the earth. Jug deals with it slightly better, which is why I thought that maybe the Jug would end up being the position 1. But I guess Aster just want Sylar on the Sven this game. But I like EG's draft more.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game too. I do like EG's lineup as well, a lot better than Aster's, and I'm interested to see how a 4-position Jug works out. Unless there's something they didn't tell us in possibly Bobica moving up to the 1 spot, but I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, I don't know what he's gonna do here. He's just got a. Wait, so is XXS playing like a support Phoenix, or what's going on here? I guess we'll have to see. I mean, I know that XXS is he's a good Phoenix player, but this is certainly weird. The other thing I don't really like about Aster's lineup is I feel like they didn't really take much advantage of the Grimstroke this game. Like, they haven't really picked a whole lot of strong synergy for the Soulbind. Sure, they've got like Stormhammer and of course Grimstroke's own Phantom's Embrace, but that's about it. They're not really utilizing it that much, at least until the much later game where maybe OD picks up a Hex or something like that. But I wish they picked around the Grim a little bit more.
A double Astral as well, but
I mean, how useful is that, right?
Like, yeah, exactly. It's like more if you need to run, you Soulbind and Astral, try and just get away. But even just the Soulbind is usually enough. Sylar staying up towards top. I'm very just interested to see what's gonna happen here with Bobica. He's on this Jug, and well, nobody else is here bottom just yet. But yeah, XSS. Okay, XSS is making the rotation towards bottom, and actually Bobica is going over towards top. So they might be looking for a tri-lane with Sylar, Fenrir, and Bobica, and that's going to be Jug, Sven, Grimstroke. That's up against the Lich as well as the Terrorblade. Is that going to work out for Aster? Like, they could definitely be aggressive if they've got, like, Inkswell and Stormhammer. So we'll see, as Fly is not anywhere close to safety at the moment. And there's the Blade Fury. Stroke of Fate will be first from Fenrir. It might be first blood, but it's the Frost Shield that helps him slow down these enemy heroes and get away.
Baboka, did he just get body blocked a little bit by Sylar there? Like, I mean, well played by Fly. Kind of faked them out a bit, going back the opposite direction with the Frost Shield. But I thought they were gonna get that kill. This is weird for sure. And now Baboka is TPing bottom with no mana. What is he up to? Is he just gonna run pulls? Like that's the plan. Crit's onto him though. This is so bizarre. I feel so lost.
I've never seen this from Aster. It definitely seems like something maybe went wrong in the drafting phase where they're just like, well, Bobica, you're playing a 4-position Jug, but even then, this doesn't look like a lane where he's playing 4-position Jug.
It looks like they were like, oh, we really like the Phoenix against the Terrorblade. That's our go-to, like, TB counter. So let's do that. And then had to kind of figure out afterwards how everything was going to work. And they're still playing musical lanes now. Like, Fenrir's now come down bottom. But it does just seem like XXS is sort of playing the 4 position here. To me, the really telling thing will be whether or not he actually buys any wards this game, or if it's just going to fall to Fenrir to be like a really hard 6 position, and they're just kind of playing greedy with 4 cores. But yeah, this is odd. I guess maybe one way to look at it is maybe Sylar is playing 3, and then like, who knows? This is strange. They're letting XXS farm right now. Sylar's just like punching Fly on the sidelines. So it does seem like they've deprioritized the Sven.
And what's weird is Bobica picked last, didn't he? He locked in last.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. So you're not allowed to swap anymore, right? So if Sylar autopiloted and picked Sven, and then they actually wanted to play Sven position 4, like they wanted Bobica to play it, then they would be forced to adjust like this and just swap roles. Like Sylar would have to play 4. Oh, he looks like he's dead right now.
Oh, yeah, first blood coming out for Arteezy with that first metamorphosis. And it's Sylar in a bit of an odd position. Got XSS here with the crown early, but this is really difficult for them to stay in the lane with the Lich, as well as the metamorphosis right now on Arteezy, just doing a lot of damage on XSS. They got the kill into Sylar. The Stormhammer comes out, but let's see how much they're really even able to get here onto this Terrorblade. Icarus Dive comes across, Frost Shield placed onto the Terrorblade. Fly just working with the tools that he's got and just constantly harassing with the Frost Blast, and then having that Frost Shield to keep Arteezy alive.
This top lane seems to be going just fine. TB's farming well. Nature's Prophet's doing really well. One bright spot for Aster is the OD, but he's just going to need so many items this game. 100% needs a BKB to be able to play in fights at all, especially against all these silences.
Ooh, Fenrir dies over bottom. Crit gets the kill. He put the Inkswell on top of him, as well as the Phantom Embrace on a crit, but it won't be enough to keep him alive. It's now 2-0 here for EG. I could definitely see this possibly being a quick game in the favor of EG if things start to really fall apart at the seams here for Aster.
Yeah, if nothing changes for Aster, I just don't see what they do. Like they really need their supports to like have good games and be able to fight early on, because EG are just monstrous when it comes to early fights and taking objectives after that. Like they're already ahead, and I could easily see EG taking like all of the tier 1s in 15 minutes or even less than that, and I just don't know how Aster are gonna come back from that.
We'll have to see. 5 minutes. Sylar doing a good support job right now, grabbing these bounty runes. He's doing the job relatively well, as Fenrir now in a lot of trouble, dead for the second time, as it's now 3-0 in the favor of EG. And Bobica, he's sitting at 17-5, so not farming too poor.
Yeah, he's doing okay. Hasn't really shown what kind of build he's going forward just yet. Kind of keeping it up in the air. There's zero opportunity for him to go Battle Fury this game. I think that would just be way too greedy. Maybe we'll see like a Yasha or Maelstrom early on. Oh, Ortiz can tick down, but the stick charge is keeping him alive.
And they got under the tier 1. Sour's actually going to TP over mid to possibly help out Love You Love Me. The Phantom Embrace comes out onto crit. They're looking for the Inkswell on top of that, but that left XSS by himself to die over in the top lane. Fenrir right clicks away at crit, but there's no way he's catching up to this one, and now it's 4-0, and the rotations coming out don't turn into anything except for Sylar ticking over mid, and let's see where Love You Love Me goes and where Sylar's going to move to.
I think Sylar's just going to head back to the off lane, and Love You Love Me going to keep on farming mid. But yeah, Aster looking just really lost. Like XXS with no dive available, just getting completely sold out at top. Getting run out again here.
Oh, actually, Icarus dives north. That's a very interesting decision, right into the hands of Arteezy. And then Fly's got that sinister gaze, locking him up, making it 5-0. Jug in a lot of trouble. Bobica bottom. Crit comes in. S4 over for the last hit on the Bobica to make it 6-0. 3,000 net worth lead for EG. And again, yeah, Aster just looking very, very lost. And I'm not saying they don't have the heroes tighten it up, but it definitely looks like a struggle at the moment as the Frost goes on Arteezy. But they get the first kill for their team, and it's going to be onto the Terrorblade. So a good target to find at least. Meanwhile, over mid, Sumail gets Love You Love Me.
Soloed. That's the Sumail factor right there. It's really hard for OD to do anything in this matchup once the puck gets some levels. Can just put a lot of pressure on him.
Bobica again. S4 TP's bottom and just so much damage on him by crit. S4 comes over and gets yet another kill onto this Jug, making it 8-1.
Oh man, this like 10 HP catapult is going to be kept alive here. EG are going to put a lot of pressure on bottom, and Aster aren't responding at all. I think they need the Grimstark to come down here and just nuke the wave quickly, finish out the catapult. Otherwise, there's going to be pressure on the tier 2 quickly. This is what I was talking about. The Nature's Prophet just creates some otherwise impossible pushes. Aster just putting out fires everywhere.
Arteezy actually goes over mid. Sumail is nearby, who doesn't have the Dream Coil. That left the Lich by himself inside the jungle. Sylar finds the kill to throw the Stormhammer out and get his team a second, doubling up that kill count. But again, it's EG. We talked about this in the draft a little bit, and this was before heroes were even picked, how much pressure opportunity there is for EG early in this game.
They're going to take this tier 2. They've got a Vlad. Arteezy's down here. He's got Metamorphosis. Like, Aster have to... If they want to hold this tower, they need to send way more heroes.
Mid. Silence on two of these heroes. Love You Love Me as well. Sylar in a little bit of trouble. They get War Cry out. Sanity Script's going to be thrown. Crit gets hit by that as well as S4. The Stroke of Fate on top of them. They might be able to get a support, but Sylar, he ends up falling. 2 heroes down on the side of Aster. Now they look over at Fenrir with the chase coming out from the 3 heroes of EG. Past the tier 1, thinking to maybe go under the tier 2. The Illusory Orb over, and one more shot from Sumail. 3-0. EG really pulling away.
Aster just don't have any plays to make right now. Like they just waited. They need so many more levels on the Phoenix, but XXS can't really threaten this tower at all. So he's trying to trade because he knows they can't win these fights.
Ooh, Sylar gets the War Cry out and will stay alive for a moment. They get the kill on S4, so that's something going their way. This is a little bit more of EG just over posturing in the middle lane. That led to S4 dying, I think.
Got a little bit ahead of themselves, perhaps, but still, this is looking really, really good. I think pace of the game has been so fast I didn't even get to talk about what happened at top with XXS like diving in to try for the turnaround, but it was such a nice sinister gaze from Fly. Like he was waiting for the moment that the Phoenix was going to try and go for the dive, and then immediately managed to cancel it before any of the fire spirits or anything came out. It's really nice.
Transmade by S4, the Geomagnetic Grip is going to land on the 2, so they silence up Sylar as well as Fenrir. They've got the Magnetize on top of that. The Inkswell won't be able to pop the finish off the Grimstroke to start. XS comes over with Bobica, who is level 6, so he does have that Omnislash available. He actually doesn't have the mana for it. Oh, clean up S4, the Frostblast on XSS. and now into the Supernova. Boulder Smash will miss on into Sylar, and now they've got the Stormhammer on top of that. The Omni Slash flies in with the neutrals, mitigating a little bit of that damage. Crit trying to Rolling Boulder away, but Love You Love Me is there with the Astral Imprisonment, and they'll get the kill onto the Earth Spirit. So again, it seems to be a little bit of an overstep from EG, but they get the tier 1 over mid. Arteezy continuing to free farm bottom, so it's not really that bad.
Yeah, I think that one was okay. The free death mid from S4, not so great, but EG did get quite a lot out of the map, despite losing that fight. And if they really wanted to be, I think if they wanted that to be a serious push, they needed to bring Sumail along. He's really the core of their team fight for now. He's just stalking Lover at mid. Might be a little bit too much HP. Always waiting for the Wrath.
Doesn't use Dream Coil yet, and we'll finally let it go and get the kill. I thought he was going to try and hold onto that as much as he could, and I think he did. And once he was almost skating out of vision and maybe getting away into the jungle, he threw that Dream Coil to make sure that he could get the kill.
Oh, and an immediate smoke. Alright, EG going to try and connect over at top, just continuing to play a very fast pace of game. And Sumail even going for Boots of Travel first. Like, to me, that just says it all about the way that EG are viewing this game and their opportunity to just apply so much pressure and completely choke Aster out, because they need so much farm, but they don't really have any tier 1s taken, so they're just not going to have enough room for everybody this game. And that's what EG are hoping to capitalize on. Just keep the map locked down, constantly shoving all the side lanes, and just never let Aster find their footing after this terrible start that they've had.
Yeah, they need to find that footing, but like you said, EG just trying to deny that. What on the side of Aster is necessary for them to even think about coming back in this game? Because they can't be the ones who are taking fights offensively.
So they need... I mean, they need a BKB on this OD, but it's just going to be so far away. The first step is that they have to win a team fight using XXS. Like, XXS has to get maybe a couple more levels. He's got his Veil now. This Phoenix can actually be ridiculous in a team fight if he gets the right opportunity, but he has to be so careful, because if he gets hit by the Puck Silence or the Earth Spirit Grip, then he's not going to do anything in a fight.
Yeah, they're looking for him right now. They've got the Sinister Gaze as well as the Frostblast coming out. 4 heroes here with the TP over from S4, and Sumail getting himself into a dominating spree as he picks up this kill on the XXS. This is all falling apart right now, and Aster just trying to slow down the game, but they're constantly getting picked off by the global presence that comes out from EG with these heroes, with the Nature's Prophet, with the Illusory Orb coming over, and just all the pressure they're having with even the item picks. Soul Lines, Sumail, way too fast, and outruns that Inkswell. But XSS comes over, spots S4, he'll Sprout, trying to get away. Bobica unable to do anything to stop that. The Icarus dive comes over towards Crit, and he will be boulder smashed away. Rolling Boulder out, and Crit playing that perfectly to just escape.
They're just running circles around them. Like, Arteezy was tanking the spin, gets the last hit on the tower. He gets out just fine. That TP from S4 was cool as a cucumber. He was not worried at all. And Aster ran all 5 heroes at bottom. Nobody was really farming in that time, and EG just immediately using the BOTs and the global mobility of the Nature's Prophet are continuing to play this split push game, all the while the Terrorblade's farming. And once Arteezy gets enough items, he's going to be so difficult to deal with. Like, they're really relying on the magical damage of I guess the minus attack speed from the Phoenix. But if he gets a BKB, what do? He's got so much armor that he's not going to die to the Jug, and their other 2 cores are 100% magic damage based, or, spell based.
Actually find XSS again over towards bottom. 4 heroes here, and right off that they smoke. It's the Blink Dagger picked up by Sumail, and he's now gotten 2 mobility items with the Boots to Travel as well as the Blink Dagger. So yeah, it's just having the TP here for the Nature's Prophet, having the Blink as well as the Boots of Travel for Sumail. There is so much here in terms of mobility for EG that they're able to pressure heavily.
Oh my, were you watching that? Did you watch Sumail just... There's 4 heroes there, and he just stole the bounty rune out from underneath Baboka's nose. Oh man, that was so cool.
And he actually continues over towards bottom because XSS caught again. Flies just here with the Sinister Gaze. They've got the Waning Rift to silence him up, so he's unable to move away. And Supernova, Sylar coming in to try and back this up. They've also got Lover, so this could be an opportunity for the side of Aster. They get themselves at least one. The Astral Imprisonment's going to walk up S4, who will attempt to TP out, but there is just no chance on that. Love You Love Me gets a double kill, although seemingly a little bit late and almost too late with them being behind by 10,000 net worth, but anything they'll take.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. That's really nice for them. I think the Phoenix was just a little bit tankier than they expected. The last time that they ganked him, they had 4. This time around, they only brought the 3 heroes and just didn't have enough lockdown. They might have needed maybe some Wrath of Nature damage to finish him off before the Supernova came out, but good turnaround for Aster, though I am still extremely worried about their position in this game. He's still just hitting creeps over at the Tri-Camp area. Item progression for Aster still fairly slow, though OD does... I said that the BKB for OD was going to be the big item. He's got his Kaya, and he's going straight into a BKB now. So once he gets that, his game is going to be significantly easier. But the Jug still doesn't really have a whole lot of anything, and Baboka is just going for a Shadow Blade. So he's not really going to be finding a whole lot of farm with that. Just seems very much that he wants to maybe run around the map and slow push and find kills.
Yeah, the problem is he couldn't exactly go for the Battle Fury there, because that's just such a slow ramp for him.
Yeah, that would be suicide.
Don't have that kind of time.
Yeah, going for the Battle Fury would just be total suicide in the situation. He can't afford to... He has to be confident that the OD is gonna take over late game, and he just has to do everything that he can to find some farm and have as much impact right now as he possibly can. They're getting closer to a Blink Dagger on the Sven as well, so there are some tools for Aster getting built up, but it's just taken such a long time. And Sumail is just everywhere, just hunting, applying so much pressure.
Look at this over top. They've also brought S4 in, and this is all, even if they don't get a kill here, it's just space being made for the pressure that was coming out over bottom. What do you do if you're Aster? You're stuck in a really bad spot, but Sour comes over, the God Strength, Stormhammer out on S4. The Illusory Orb going to be on top. He has an opportunity for a pretty good Dream Coil to hit on 4 of these heroes, but the Chain Frost is going to be followed up from Fly. The Omnisage comes out from Bobica, who will get a kill. Into the phase shift, Sumail able to avoid that Omnisage for the most part. The Waning Rift silencing up Bobica, who will use that spin and keep himself safe. He's also got that Healing Ward.
Oh, and by the way, Arteezy's hitting this tier 3.
Sylar comes over to try and defend, but that does leave Aster vulnerable if they were trying to exit and maybe EG wanted to go in. But Metamorphosis, Sylar, I don't know if this is the fight you want to be taking. Definitely not, but Lovey Lovey comes in. He's got himself the nice Sanity's Eclipse, but it's not enough to take away the mana to get the Sunder off, and Lovey Lovey now down to minimal health, ends up dying. The Soulbind comes out on 2, but where's your follow-up? You've got nothing left. It's way too late of a Soulbind. The Supernova comes out, but are you even going to get this kill on Arteezy? No, you'll lose 4 instead. You ran at Arteezy, you played yourself, and EG will happily take an easy trade there. And it's not even a trade. It's just a 4-for-0.
Yep. Very nice. Oh, Arteezy was going to back off, but they've got Bottle Sips and they've got a Salve, so they're fine. They're going to just keep... Well, they're going to plink away a little bit. I don't think they can get too much more here. Respawns are too soon. Everyone on Aster is still a relatively low level, so they do at least have that going for them. But forcing out a buyback from the Phoenix, definitely nice. XXS was working towards this Midas, but it's going to get delayed a little bit more now.
And I'm not even sure the buyback was really even that necessary.
Aster seemed a little bit panicked. They're just gonna... I mean, you just look at Sumail. He's just poking and prodding at people, whittling away their HP. Aster are trying to respond, but they just can't stop him. Teezy's lurking. Man, he's got 4.5k gold after the triple kill. That was so much for him.
Swell trying to TP out. Geomagnetic Grip, and the damage is there to kill off Fenrir. And Sylar's actually in trouble too. The Rolling Boulder comes in, and he's stunned up. Sylar in a lot of trouble. We'll throw the Storm Hammer over at Fly, but There's nowhere to go. Frost Shield slows him up enough where they're able to chase and get not 1 but 2 kills here over top.
Yeah, that should be an easy tier 2 follow-up. They could probably Roche if they wanted as well. Though they might wait for that until they're ready to try and go high ground. Yeah, Sumail's still just hounding Lover over here.
They found Love. Yeah, they found Lovey Lummy. They'll TP in S4, and the Omni Slash comes in from Bobica. It'll be just on S4, but actually bounces over to the tree, and XSS comes over. The Blade Fury's out. Lovey Lummy dead, and they'll actually trade for S4. Sumail stays nearby, near enough where he gets stunned by the popping of the egg. But while that's all happening, Arteezy's like, yeah, I'm still playing this game. I may not have fought so much. You came to me last time, but now it's my time to come to you. Soulblind comes out, and that locks him to crit, but Arteezy doesn't really quite care. He goes in past the tier 3s for a moment. The Sinister Gaze comes in on an XSS, and now with the Rolling Boulder coming through from crit, all he can do is Icarus dive away. Fenrir dead once again. The Stormhammer lands on 2 of these heroes, but XSS he's going to end up falling. 3 heroes gone to the side of Aster, make it 4. They all have no buyback, and a GG in 21 minutes is called by Aster EG with an easy game 2 taking the series 2-0.
What a convincing performance from EG, right? We said that this was going to be the